All right. We are live, boys and girls. Now, this may be a little bit of a different setup than you're used to, but I've had some complications trying to upload this video. So we're going to try a little bit different method here. Um, Again, welcome. A Shinigami here, bringing you a One Piece review. And as you'll see, we're going to watch this or have it play through, but I'm going to try and see if I can add shit so that way it doesn't get taken down. So, without further ado, enjoy. Hello, everybody. A Shinigami here to bring you a theory video. Now, I know this is a little bit uncommon, but now, I am a huge One Piece fan. To be fair, I just recently started watching it last year, and I am caught up, right? Started from the very beginning, looking up cover stories and whatchamacallit, other things that basically got us to the point where we are right now in One Piece, where we got the Gorosei, we got Luffy Gear 5, Eggman. You also have the reveal of the message finally going about. So, chapter 1114, we'll go over what has been said. And, I'm going to kind of go down the line of what I got here. So, starting off on the first panel, we have, whatchamacallit, Kinemon, and, my god, I'm forgetting her name right now. But, the chick who thinks she's Odin. Again, it'll come to me right now. I'm just blanking on my fucking names right now with all everybody in fucking One Piece. But, yeah. So, I'll show the art piece while we're going around each piece, and then I'll go into my theory of what I think we're going to be getting into with what has been revealed in this recent chapter. So, in the most recent chapter, the title is called The Wings of Icarus, and we get a bit where here we go. Yamato is being told by all right, I'll jump in here to help my drunk self. Oh, hold up. Pause. Yes. Okay, I'll take it out. Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you. Bye. All right, never mind. I'm on trash duty. Oop. Never mind. We're gonna be on trash duty real quick. So we're gonna play a little bit of it when I get back. Or fuck it, we'll play it. We just gotta be quick about this. So please enjoy. In One Piece. But yeah. So I'll show the art piece while we're going around each piece, and then I'll go into my theory of what I think we're gonna be getting into with what has been revealed in this recent chapter. So, in the most recent chapter, the title is called The Wings of Icarus, and we get a bit where here we go. Yamato is being told by my god, I'm already forgetting. I just said the name and I already fucking forgot it. But Kinemon is basically having Yamato go take back the sword, or should say the katana, that Yasui was, I should reiterate. A lot of people from Wano, they're given a sword at birth, right? A katana or whatever. And when they die, that katana becomes their gravestone, right? And so Yamato is tasked with pilgrimaging around Wano, and then to return the sword of Yasui to the shrine of Enma. So, where Zoro got his badass new sword, that's where Yamato has to basically deliver the goods. And from there, we move on to a panel with Marineford, and we get a few exposition quotes from some of the people around there. One of the main ones is the female Marine that basically stopped Bon Clay and Luffy from Alabasta. I'm skipping on the name right now, but you see her. She's right there. You basically got people saying, you know, into the ocean. Does he realize what he's saying? Dr. Vegapunk. The town of Mocktown also is shown in the panel below, but just before that, we get to see Sakazuki's fucking ... Very correlating to Dragon, which, if you've seen some of the other YouTubers around here, that the theory going that, you know, Dragon was a former Marine, Sakazuki's ... lining exactly the way that Dragon does his ... You know, it's a little bit of a symbolism there and kind of coalition. In the next panel, we got Mocktown very vehemently going, now what the heck is this whole world? The guy's a riot. He's over here trying to panic everyone. Meant to sink and and to take the whole world down with him. Meant to sink Mr. Genius. You know, of course, it would be like Logtown to basically be like, this fucking brilliant scientist doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because we're Mocktown. Yeah. Still fucking, you know, believing in Doflamingo with that fucking Denden Mushi having the fucking thing still on it. So, hey, that's them. And then we cut to Water 7 where we get, Galila basically, you know, saying, is he just talking about this city? I'd reckon it's whatchamacallit, it's innocent, but the whole world, it just take a lot more than rising. Oh my god, I wish I could see this a little bit better. Me trying to zoom in a little better. Haha. There you go. He says, but the whole world, I take a lot more than rising tides to do that. And then we scroll on to Doflamingo, which goes on to say, whatchamacallit, this just got better and better, isn't it? Your job, take care of the inmates, Magellan. And he goes, hoo, 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 hoo. What are you gonna do if the prisoners get completely flooded? Doflamingo says to Magellan. And surprisingly, we get a little bit of a cut from Magellan, who previously wasn't even saying a word to Doflamingo, now has actually responded to Doflamingo, saying oh my god. If I can only fucking scroll up, this would be great. Jesus Christ. Oh, you bitch. Hold up, we'll get this right. Anyways, he goes, you have a point. The sudden sea level has risen, caused havoc with the common cells, and that was the only 1 meter. How many meters would it take to counter the whole world, or to convert? Sorry, it's a little bit blurry. I can't really completely see it, but he basically says most urban areas would be screwed if water levels rose just above 5 meters. And then you got fucking Doflamingo going over here. Maybe we shall all evacuate. He goes and go and always go somewhere high up. So obviously his implication is very much that, hey, all it takes is 5 meters for us to be fucked. So let's move on up to the red line where it's more than high enough to withstand the rising sea tides. We also cut to Shirahoshi down in Fishman Island, where we're back trying to fix this little ordeal we got here. Oh my god. I had to run so goddamn fast. But I just want to recap on some things I was missing out on because I had to go take out the trash real quick. But So I'm going to back down, or back all the way up. It's right here in the point of Marineford, where, as some people have pointed out, this man right here has been seen before. Hamburger Man has been seen before. This chick, obviously you can't really see it with the stuff in the way, but a lot of these guys are recurring Marines. Some of them not named, but they have a name, or they have at least some important design, right? And as I was going through here, the main thing I forgot to take note of, yes, we did have this part, but it's with the other cities that are showing. Let me see if I find it real quick. Obviously, I'm skimming through my own shit, but no, never mind. Maybe it's not here yet. Huh? Fuck it. We'll continue as it is. Panel with what you call it, the Gorosei, basically reacting to Vegapunk's, and that was and always go and the Rising Sea Tides. We also cut to Shirahoshi down in Fishman Island, where she goes, "Father, is this really going to happen?" Wham! It sounds like some outlandish jamon, or rumor. And as we continue on here, Egghead Island, we're continuing to see some of the Marines speaking on about this, and even they're like, "Enough with this lies and the madness of Vegapunk." Some people are not too happy with what is being said. Then we get a following panel with what you call it, the Gorosei, basically reacting to Vegapunk's message. "We can deal with the ramifications later. Quickly eradicate the broadcast snail. No, snuff out every living thing you can sense." And then you got the Stella going around where she goes, "Damn, Stella, did you really spill the beans on everything? Please humor me for a moment, for I must, Again, I was a little bit inebriated here. I'm sorry for the kind of incoherent speech, but right here it clearly says, "Please humor me for a moment as I make a prediction." Dr. Vegapunk says, I'm sorry, again, this is why I kind of also wanted to jump in, do it as a live stream so I can reiterate some of the stuff that I kind of fucked up on. But without further ado, I may make a prediction. So says this fucking person. Whatchamacallit. And then on the final panel we got here, it says, "Assuming my sensor data is accurate, Dr." So here's what I wanted to point out too. Missed from the last time, but this seems to be a on an island somewhere in the South Blue. And again, I was kind of not sure how to go about it, but the fact that we're getting all this, you get the people that are not believing it, the obviously Mocktown and all that, but a lot of the people need proof. So here's the proof that he will spill, and I'll go in a little bit more again. Vegapunk says, "A few days from now, as I recorded this, an exponentially vicious earthquake will rock the entire planet." Boom. So at this point, we've officially gotten to the point where, listen very carefully. What he is saying, assuming my sensor data is accurate, a few days from now, as I record this, an exponentially vicious earthquake will rock the entire planet. And from there we go on to right here. I wanted to point out again as well. So this is a town that got displaced by the Leloucia cleansing, right? I didn't know what I was looking at on this panel when I first saw it, but when you come back to it and see kind of you're taking more of like each panel as it is, you're able to realize, oh shit, this is a town that is now, because as he's explaining it, and naturally many beaches will also be completely submerged. A number of islands will become uninhabitable. Just, from that 1 meter rise alone. Just imagine what it's going to do for the 5 meters. You got Whole Cake Island going over here saying, "Don't tell me he's talking about the earthquake, about today's earthquake. Didn't he die after this recording?" Following this clarity, sea levels the world over will rise by 1 meter. A number of islands will succumb inevitably. No way. He actually saw it coming. I'm going to read this right because I fucked up there and I don't want to give y'all a proper read. So, what I meant to say was, following this calamity, sea levels the world over will rise by 1 meter. A number of islands will become uninhabitable, and naturally many beaches will also be completely submerged. Finn. Alright, continuation. Whatchamacallit. And naturally, many beaches will also become completely submerged. Then we move on to tall people with the fucking tall legs, tall all this shit. If there's a Long Island, again, the same dude who was already like, I'm worried about water, I'm making myself go up. What the fuck did he do? He was ahead of the curve, right? So, and then we also get Akainu. Oh, did I say Akainu? Whatever. Let's keep it moving. Doesn't come to pass, feel free to disregard the rest of this message. And then you got Kuzan over here with some bandages and stuff going on. This is freaky. How was he able to call it? Assuming, however, these events have even transpired, then please pay no heed to what I have to say. Dr. Bakepong says, as we move forward during this whole battle, we also have Saturn fighting Robin, and during that whole situation, he ends up just thinking, you know what, fuck it, she's not as important. Something else I was missing out here. So, you got a few things. You got the Stella also helping out. You've got Nami over here shooting a thunderbolt, or I should say shooting Zeus at him. Brooke obviously doing his thing, and Usopp doing a fucking 360 no scope on him, and then obviously you see fucking Chopper's face. He's saying, "Get me the fuck out of here. This shit hurts. I'm scared." But for Robin, you know, and like I already said in this portion, at this point he just the message is getting too far into it that he's like, "Fuck all this stuff. We gotta just move on," right? As just disrupting the information and the fucking communication that Dr. Vegapunk is sending. So forget what the fuck is going on with her. Let's just trample on past and just try and destroy the fucking Dended Mushi. So from this point on, we get to the point where Saturn has entered the room where the Mother Flame is in. Initially, he walks in. It's just like, the Mother Flame. It's really bright. He fucking shields his face, as I'll show you. And he even says, I was fixated on my dream of developing an everlasting energy source. Dr. Vegapunk says, hell-bent on driving the world to a bigger and brighter future. And, whatchamacallit, he ends up going on and saying, and that brought me to what proved to be my first grave sin. And then during this whole incident, you got Saturn over here breaking through the fucking lab, trying to find out where the Dended Mushi is, and Dr. Vegapunk's still fucking explaining his message. Again, the beauty of coming back to a chapter a few days later, and even after making the video and all that stuff like that, I can now do this a little bit more rudimentary of what I need to be talking about. So, something that I think most people are realizing also is that this part right here, we have to eradicate all life forms. We must be relentless. Those are the Gorosei talking to the other Gorosei. And again, I like how he's differentiating each of these little bubbles, right? So you've got Dr. Vegapunk's message, which is in this very clear linear box. And then when the Gorosei are talking, they're in this kind of like sun-raised bubble. And then when it's not that, and it's just anybody talking within the panel, you actually see what they're saying in these little quotes boxes, right? And I think that is a very nice distinction between all this stuff. And I will also add, a lot of people have been going on about the fact that Mu, there was believed a previous continent existed in the Pacific Ocean, and this is the reference of the continent of Mu. Of course, when you translate this from Japanese, it almost sounds like atom, basically atom. And when you obviously see the correlations that Dr. Vegapunk is clearly inspired by Einstein and other inventors of those times, right? Like Nikola Tesla, as I said earlier. He these correlations can't just be without, right? Obviously, the whole Buddha 108, that's understood. But the biggest thing, even if it's not talking about atom or atoms, and it is just referencing a plus mu, well, is it talking about emu and something else? This one, the A I really haven't been able to figure out because everybody can kind of put, obviously, this would be emu or just mu, but the A doesn't really make sense unless you're like alteration. Uh, that's the only thing. That's the only word that comes to mind. Alternative, alteration, augmented. No, it's an O. But you know what I'm trying to get at, right? Like maybe that has to play into a part with it. It clearly says this is the mother flame, but how much of that actually, um, derives this? Is it the actual mother flame or is it just a replica? So sorry for the long-winded. I'm just trying to help give a better explanation from my drunk self. We must preserve the contest of that room. I am almost there, says Saturn. I'm getting confused, sorry. Oh, so much to go on here. But anyways, as we see in this panel here, you have Saturn going into his human form, smashing every living thing that he can fucking see. So R.I.P. to Den Mushi. You were great, but I'm sorry that you had to die for fucking Dr. Vegapunk. Obviously, we have to eradicate all life forms. Not yet. We must be relentless, fucking Saturn says. And in the panel, you clearly see a vat of water or liquid of some form with a fire in the center. Now, tales of Greek fire long past tell that there was a fire so hot that it burned even in water, could not extinguish the flames. Now, this was lost technology to the humans of today, where we have long tried to recreate Greek fire. Greek fire was something that the ancients came up with and were able to destroy their enemies with. All by tall tales, at least from what we know. But we definitely know that Odin loves to take from bits of history and things of mythology that make sense, can kind of conform it into a jam-packed form and turn it into something else, like sea prism stone being microplastics and stuff like that. We can translate those types of materials and give it an equivalent to the One Piece era, right? I definitely sign on to the fact that the Mother Flame seems to be some type of inspiration from Greek fire, where it was a fire that could burn hotter than any normal fire we had on Earth and could burn underwater and would not be able to be extinguished until it ran out of fuel. Not something that we see very commonly in the day-in-day basis, right? But if you were to presume an ancient kingdom society had some form of technology equipped enough to be able to create such forms of energy, they would do so. Something that also Nikola Tesla kind of segued into was trying to make free energy, free electricity throughout the entire world through, I guess you could say, for the most part, Wi-Fi, right? Seemingly we have a correlation where Dr. Vegapunk is a coalition between Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and other great scientists, I guess you could say, of our world, and put into one character where he was studying things in the past that had been far greater than us. Therefore, he was trying to replicate or even improve the current generation. He did so. He made something, possibly what is the Mother Flame. A long explanation being said, I think Dr. Vegapunk has either made a prototype to the Mother Flame, the equivalent of a Greek fire, or has actually made the Mother Flame. And then again, I will show another panel from a previous arc, or the NL cover story that we had. Alright, so I'm gonna let this one sit real quick. I gotta go tend to my daughter. I will not leave you guys alone. I will play some so that way y'all can jam pack to some vibes. But I won't be too long, I'll be quick, and then I'll be right back. So, for now. Never mind, that didn't work. I just ended up taking off the video. God, I'm not very smart. So I just realized most of y'all couldn't even hear what I was saying. So I'm a kind of idiot for that part. But like I said, I'm not gonna leave you without anything visually. So I guess for now I'm just gonna play something that's copyright free. Please enjoy this old video of Vladimir Z, Diogen Z, playing Minecraft while I go tend to my daughter. So I'll be right back. Sorry about that, but sometimes things happen. So for now, enjoy this video while I get back.
Death will not be in vain. It will make a very nice arrow one day. Okay, then we'll put an infinite water source right here. Right outside the dirt. Hopefully that'll be enough. Okay, let us pick away. And X away. Okie doke, there it is. That is my house. Inside. Now we want to go over to the crafting block. And let's... oh, hold on. We actually should get this going right now. Because I'm going to need lots of glass blocks. How much did we end up making? 60 pieces of charcoal. Fantastic, comrades. That is great. I love how easy it is to make fire in the game now. It is just so simple. And now we can make... I didn't mean to pick that up, but now we can make glass like it is nobody's business. And also, we'll cook up another pork chop or two while we're waiting. We'll leave one over there and put this here. And we'll put one over here. And then our pork chops will be finished. It's good. I love this. Minecraft, she's starting to pick up now, you know? Starting to really get on the ground. Or off the ground. On the ground, off the ground, around the ground. Whatever ground you want to talk about. It is moving along quite swimmingly. Okay, but we have to make a door right now because I don't want to be caught with it being dark and not finished with the glass dome for the animals to live inside. You know, it probably will happen that way because I don't know how fast this glass will cook up. But, you know what? We have preparations all made. So, the fucking night can come at any point it wants. Oh, see, it's already coming. I knew that would be happening. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now let us take these buckets of water and get rid of them. Okay. One more bucket. And, okay, one more, maybe two more, who knows. I will say this, comrades, when it is nighttime, it comes fast. Takes you by storm, almost. Okay, infinite water source obtained. Beautiful. Alright. So, is it nighttime yet? Oh, wait, what is this? Alright. Oh, shit! I forgot that. We probably should repair that before any creepers fall through. And believe me, comrades, they will fall through. They will.
I realize I probably can't do that. So, fuck me. Goddamn. So dumb. Maybe we should have just gone back to the Pokemon music we had. There we go. We're officially back. Sorry about all that fucking delay. Ugh. I'm telling you, we are professionally run here, guys. Nobody does it better than me. Or I guess nobody does it worse. But that's up for you to decide. Anyways, moving back on to where we were. That's the wrong thing, my boy. Actually made the Mother Flame. And then again, I'm going to cut some stuff from what I originally had made in the video. I'll trim this down later in the live stream stuff or whatever, so that way you guys don't have to deal with all the extra bullshit. But the main thing I wanted to tackle from this was because I guess I got hit with some of the anime stuff, which, boo, oh well, but, you know. There are some major things going on with the Skypiea. Now, I'll have to do it frame by frame because this fucking thing sucks dick. But, so, the main thing I wanted to get across during the chapter was we see Enel's cover story. Obviously, it's shown to have, it looks like 3 things here. I point out that right here, obviously, is a ship. Right here seems to be some kind of creature. And right here seems to be a vat with some kind of fire. Especially when you see the better imagery right there. Obviously, people finishing the drawing there. But, it looks very similar to this, especially in the way that is. And yes, there was a kind of glass thing around that Enel charged up to be able to power that city. But, in that same vein, did not look exactly like that. Because you look at this image right here, and this one, and you see this, it looks more like this than just a glass ball. And something else, oops, damn, it goes a lot further back on that shit, but I would love to be able to see it right here. And I have to be really careful because the fucking animes of things that dog shit with fucking copywriting nowadays and other characters, right? Come on now, I just want that little bit where I'm just trying to see Luffy do the dance before on. Come on, man, y'all keep doing it and let's see. Or how about this? We hide it until it shows, and then that way we don't get fucking hit. That's a smart move. That's a smart move, I say, right? So look, we have to take into consideration when he was making earlier cover stories. See, we can fuck with it. We can fuck with it. He's tying it into it now. There you go, that part. You have that little part depiction. Again, as I'll show you. It's so stupid. I have to do this shit, but YouTube is a weird fucking little monster here. All right, so we already went over that. Should I go over this part? No, we'll skip that because again, I have some more. Oh, actually, there was some stuff here in Elbaf that I wanted to show, but I feel like it's a little bit harder to actually see it in the anime because. Oh, did it freeze? It did. Putting 2 and 2 together. Boom. All right, so right here we also had a leak come out from Shonen themselves, basically confirming that Elbaf figures are releasing in November. So we definitely have a time stamp putting on there how long it'll be for Egghead and then getting into Elbaf. Obviously, sometimes there's like an episode or 2 of just them out at sea before they actually reach an island. Never mind, no, not really. No, sometimes. Maybe or earlier on there was, but not as much in the late game. This definitely looks like that's that point. And again, I wanted to go back on this point from the anime. A little hard to tell with the visual I used because of the vaporwave stuff, but right about here, you got some pillars sticking out just barely, like some very vague shadows. But obviously you can see the mountain range. And I'm feeling obviously a lot of people have that same assumption that this part is, we're going to see some big ass trees, right? Possibly the world tree or the equivalent of. Doesn't seem so outlandish, especially when Oda, let me put my camera back on so y'all can see me. Obviously Oda has done this before, foreshadowing characters, ideas, and things like that, just to show them off later. Something like the God Tree or the Tree of Life, the one that some people are assuming is inside of Enel's, or not Enel, Imu's mansion, palace, whatever crap. Could be, but I would take it more so that we're gonna find it in Elbath, and especially as we go in through this part where if I go, yeah, I'll let this part play out. I don't think I have any more of the anime showing. Well, I guess I do, but I'll hide it when it fucking pops up so that I don't get fucking struck. It's fucking stupid, but enjoy. Come on. What are we supposed to assume other than we're going to Elbath? There's been huge hints at it. Whatchamacallit? Hold up, I'll get back. Ooh, we better hurry up. Alright, so the last portion of this fucking thing, we basically got Luffy trying his best before he goes one more punch in with Gear 5 to punch War Curie, even though you got Dory. And I completely missed it as well when I was talking about it the first time. But Oda gives us one more panel of the giant still walking towards Murray's Ra. Or at least we so assume. And the Navy is still not being able to do it. It's no use. Nothing's working. You know, obviously. But some things that... No, I think that's the only thing I need to point out. Yeah, it's just the Iron Giant gets pointed out one more time before we get off to fucking break. So, that's cool. And Groggy basically say, you know, what is even... we didn't even phase it. Basically telling me it's not going to work. You'll be burned if you do it, you know. And Luffy's just like, don't worry, I got this. Goes to try to punch him again. Ah! His fucking hand catching on fire again. It's just like, we told you, bro. And even they're just like, bro, we're running out of this fire. Okay, we can't handle this fucking fire. We might be giants. Doesn't mean we can handle extra amount of heat. Okay. So, you got them fucking running out of the fucking woods, basically. And yeah, at the end of it, you know, he tries his best. He punches him, but you also have the fucking giants, Dory and Groggy, laughing at Luffy because he fucking hurt his hand. Because it didn't work, right? And the final bit of the message that we get to hear from Vegapunk is the star of the story. It wouldn't be right to leave you with baseless speculation, so I'll limit myself to the facts as I know. I only know a small... Again, I fucked up when I was doing this initially, because I didn't put... oops, sorry, buddy. Got Rowlet hiding there. Anyways, so, something I didn't go over in this part is the message, unless I was talking about it last time, but where did I go with it? Right here. So, where the world is, in order to understand where the world is heading, the star of the story, it wouldn't be right to leave you... Wait. God, sometimes I forget how to read this shit. The star of the story, sorry. And in truth, I only know a small fragment of this 100-year tale, so I'll limit myself to the facts as I know it. I wouldn't be right to leave you with baseless speculation. The star of the story was born 900 years ago in a bountiful and advanced kingdom. He was the first man to take to the seas, and just like the legendary sun god Nika from from the fables of Elbath, he too fought with a stretchy and elastic body. They called him Joy Boy. He was the first man to take to the seas, the first one to be called pirate. All right, and then again, this was just that previous panel, but I kind of filled it in. This was just the previous thing, kind of talking, and we were first addressed the past, whatever, blah blah. So we understood that, and like I was speculating before I got fucking copyright struck by the fucking anime bullshit, I was pointing out that Luffy's golden rocket, or I think it's golden rifle, and then also all the people on Skypiea basically being on their little boats and stuff, foreshadows something very significant here, where we possibly see some foreshadowing in how Enel can be defeated. And the way I was saying that was that we have Ryu, and in one of those in the Marineford episode, you see Buggy basically break the ice. Now, whether this is a joke, we won't know until Oda shows more of Buggy. But a lot of people imply that Buggy used Ryu when he smashed the ice, because you see everybody actually like punch and have an impact, but Buggy lands and then an impact later. And a lot of people have this speculation that Buggy might be this really powerful, hockey user that just likes to downplay his fucking abilities because he doesn't want to be too notorious, but he also does want some of that fame that comes along with it. And I was pointing out that with the whole golden rifle beating the shit out of Enel before he even understood hockey, I point out something very weird. And now this may be true, this may be not. Some speculate that Luffy, because of his, it's not necessarily the gum gum fruit, or yes, it's the sun god Nika Zoan type model, but it also enables him to actually fulfill his promises or his dreams, because he has stated almost every single time, I'm going to beat this person, I'm not going to lose, this and that, and somehow pulls out the most ridiculous dub out of the villains that he beats, right? And he doesn't kill them. Obviously, yes, there has been some that he kills, the fodder enemies, Marines and stuff, but when it comes to main villains, he basically beats them to destroy their dreams and shows them that his dream is far superior than theirs. I guess you say in a way. Something else I was tying into here was the fact, or you know what, fuck it, we'll just let the video play from here. I think we're fine, and there's no more anime for now with Jinbei and stuff, but you still had Frankie and Usopp. Now, take a very closer look at Usopp, the shield that is being held onto with him and Frankie. It is a red colored fucking serpent, right? When we look at the red line, or even Norse mythology, Normingander is depicted as a sea serpent, sometimes a red sea serpent. And with that, playing into all of it, it is highly likely that Oda's kind of referencing that the red line is in a way Normingander. And I will show here the bits that we actually get to see of possibly either, again, because in Skypiea you see the fucking beanstalk reach well. Alright. Pause it there. Oh, actually just do this so you can still hear me. Above, from the ground to the fucking sky. There has to be some other forms of trees or whatever that, again, the Sabaody trees, they reach literally down to the bottom of Fishman Island. All the way down to the fucking bottom of the sea level. Then you have them all the way reach up. They could possibly reach up to the fucking sky. Now, we did not see that. Obviously, in Skypiea you see a beanstalk. But we have possible correlation with Elbaf, where in the background you see some little strips of shadows that seem to be very tall trees. It can't be mountains, right? Because the way they would do mountains, they do them, with little angles and shit. It's very straight edges going straight up to the goddamn heavens. It's gotta be. Video? There was other stuff I also wanted to address that helps it with the live stream, so that I can just add to it in what I'm talking about. Because some of the stuff I either misexplain or don't say the correct names. So that's what I'm saying. Yes. Telling me to shut up? No. Nothing. Elbaf, Tree of Life. Even though we've seen Emu with this flower garden bullshit Eve stuff that is going on. I don't believe that is where the big world tree is, right? It's got to be Elbaf, the land of giants. Something that Goldie Rogers and Shanks have known, some type of ancient technique. And the reason I say that is because with the Shindorai, everything was very heavily based on, trying to prove Mont Blanc cricket right. It's just so much stuff that it's just like, this has to be, in some form or fashion, truthful, right? This has to be foreshadowing from what Odin is telling us, right? A lot of what has gone on from the Skypiea arc has gone on to prove very important into current arcs. The reference of Sun God Nika, the reference of there not being gods, right? The will of D being more prevalent, obviously Haki taking more of effect when that was first introduced. You even have the introduction of the four gods: the forest god, the sky god, the sun god, and I want to say it was one more, I can't remember, the earth god. But we've never seen anything kind of play after that, right? So who knows if those are actually a thing, but I'm just telling you. Crazy theory is that I feel like the foreshadowing from Skypiea, Luffy doing his golden rocket, golden rifle, they found out stuff from the Void Century. Now, was that just the name of the ancient kingdom? Was that the stuff that Vegapunk is explaining right now about Joy Boy, him being the first pirate and stuff like that? He was a giant from Elbaf. I don't know, but you definitely get more information. We get more perspective from what's going on nowadays. The benefit is that you have more to go off of. You get to recall what was Oda referencing. You got those giant shadows from fucking Thriller Bark that some people were like, oh, those were the shadows from Jaya. Glowing red eyes? No, the fuck. Something else I wanted to add to this was that when we first see the Gorosei and Sabo first encounters them, they're just in blob formed, similar to what they almost look like, but not complete. And these can maybe be some kind of apparition or illusion they're kind of putting out there to see. Because it is weird. This still has not been explained. Some people, again, like I said, they want to explain it as it's the people from Jaya's shadow. It doesn't make sense because that was already shown later on how they actually look, the tall giants with arrows and wings and other shit like that, right? But these don't have that at all. And it's been made very apparent, the glowing red eyes. Same thing with Big Mom when they're doing her backstory in Elbaf. When she gets her hunger, that craving to just eat, her eyes turn red. Like, in the fucking manga, it's made different than the black, so that way you can tell what color it is. And then when the live action, or in the anime came out, that same effect is. It's not the same thing with Zoro, where the anime kind of puts in a little extra effects into this. This was something that is confirmed. The red eyes, and the way that it's kind of like a demonic state where these people lose all reason and shit, ties into, I would say, Imu already seeing a lot of the humans as just below him, and he thinks of the people below the red line as scum, I guess you could say, simply. And he already said, we're due for a cleansing. So it's not like he has much respect for any of the people down in the Blue Sea. So that's why I'm saying maybe this was, again, this had to have been foreshadowed in some way. Not everybody knows yet exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Fuck, they weren't, because we saw when Luffy's shadow was there, no glowing red eyes. So I definitely think a lot more of early One Piece is going to be taken into effect nowadays. But how will that impact the current story, right? And again, I didn't fucking cover this when I was making it, but In the panel, history is a story after all. That's the last part that Vegapunk says, but just after that, we get to see, whoa, the ground's moving. And thanks to Edison, he's actually extended the cloud islands that are on top where the sun is at. And then in the following panel, you will see that just how much, or actually, it's right there. You see how much he was able to extend it so that way they would be able to make it to the ocean. What else? It says this must be what Edison was talking about. That's right. With the edge of the clouds further out, we'll be able to leap right into the ocean. Y'all Straw Hats had better make it. Don't you dare get caught by the government, says Edison. And again, it's just a sad thing that we're losing such a great character. Granted, a lot of the Stellas are going to be lost. I don't know how many of them will survive, but they hold a lot of important information. Obviously, not just tied to Vegapunk, but in the way they can fight against the world government and the nobles and stuff like that. Obviously, Straw Hats need to get off Egghead Island and escape to Elbaf. Almost in the way of that connection to Elbaf. But that's just what I've come up with so far. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think Luffy has already had some form of training on the ancient technique? He just needs to remember, you know, a form of using it. It's kind of like Ryu, almost in a way, where... Alright, now we move back to present day. So, that's everything that we've seen. And in that same panel, I forgot to mention as well that Luffy literally was able to go back into Gear 5 after, you know, eating that shark, Sharkish, whatever it is. So, something that people are pointing out, and with the Mother Flame being pretty close, is there a chance that Luffy somehow consumes the Mother Flame? Now, some may be like, why would he eat fire? Granted, it's Luffy. He'll eat a bunch of shit that he should not eat. So that's the main crux of that statement. But the other thing is that when it comes to after he powers down from Gear 5, he turns into an old man. At least his body basically resembles that of an old man. Would it be so weird to think that in this exhausted state and possibly just desperation, Luffy sees something glowing and just immediately fucking grabs it, and this has, if somehow he's able to breach the containment unit that the Mother Flame is in and consume it, we may have a way for him to battle the Gorosei. And the other thing that adds to that is that the Seraphims have also been amplified with the, you could say, a type of Mother Flame energy source, in a way, same like the Lemurians. They have a fire on their back that burns and keeps their, you know, staining. What if Luffy is able to consume the Mother Flame, and this enables him to get a better grip of Gear 5 without losing his stamina so fast, right? Maybe it's not on a 10-minute countdown anymore. Now it's 30 minutes to an hour or something like that, right? Something that can actually make a difference in a fight. And the other addition to that is that they're all trying to escape right now. But right now, Dory, Groggy, and Luffy are together. You don't see, I would say, whatchamacallit, Frankie, Sanji, and Zoro, and Jinbei, I should say, are all separated right now. Obviously, the weaker group is being attacked, well, got attacked by Saturn, and now is not being attacked anymore. So that's how they got to the Sunny. Yeah, I would say there's a high probability. I would say a high probability that Luffy could eat something that extends his power. I would hope it is the Mother Flame. It seems plausible. Granted, that idea has kind of been implanted because we know Luffy does dumb shit. He literally ate a fucking poison fish, even after being told it's poison, bro. Still ate it. So, yeah. Let me know what y'all think, though. Hopefully this was a interesting stream test of seeing if this thing worked out, and also being able to explain a little bit more of what I was trying to imply my first time around, but kind of got a little lost in the weeds, right? So, with that being said, Hey, Shinigami signing out. Hopefully, y'all have a good night, good evening, and good morning. And other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye.